It's heavy.
That's a coordinator. You got a busted play here, and then Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose. And
look at the fumble right here, and it's picked up on the bounce, and there he goes.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. This is week 15. I have an official, real record for everyone here. 102, 98, and 8.
And I thought I wrote my record down.
102, 98, and 8. Not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Not bad. I had a decent week, 8 and 5 last week. I believe Dre was there with me as well. And we're back to full slate games. Final 64 picks of the year before the playoffs, everyone. We've made it.
Yes, we have made it.
I was telling you right before we came in, it's just like, hey, we haven't missed a day of work.
Right. We've been on it, man.
Yeah.
We have been, it's been 17 weeks. We've been here. We've been consistent. We've given you guys some good picks, but we've been consistent more or less.
I have not given good lock picks at all. Do you know the record now?
Lock picks for you?
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head. What is it at?
2-11-1 off my Sunday locks, but my Thursdays like 10-6. So, and my
Thursday's
Sunday
not
night's
bad.
pretty good too. It's like 9-7. Or
I am
9-5,
17-12 on my locks. I do remember that.
Yeah, you have good
regular
good
picks. I'm 94 and 101. I think with the regular picks and 6.
Picking fucking 16 games is hard, but we're going to do it 4 more times, and then we're going to do a wild card round, and we'll figure something out after that. But let's start it off. We have a lot of games to get to. Everyone's playing again, no more bye weeks, and it's grind time for all these teams, especially this Thursday night game on a short turnaround. You have the San Francisco Giants as a 3.5-point road favorite, with Brock Purdy being questionable at the moment with an oblique injury, against the Seattle Seahawks. Tell me what you think about this game, because I got a certain opinion and I got a lock.
Well, who starts? Who's
who's
their
third stringer? I don't know.
They might have to pick somebody up off of waivers.
Is that their fourth stringer?
Fourth stringer, yeah. And the game is tomorrow.
Nick Mullins coming back.
Right. This is bad. Because the thing is, Seattle needs this game. Seattle's 7-6. They're battling in the NFC West with this team. Shoot. So they need this particular game. I didn't know about Brock Purdy being questionable. Yeah. So I was going all San Fran. I was going to even put money on them.
I think everyone is, though. It's like,
yeah.
my first thought was like, why wouldn't you lock San Francisco?
Because for one thing, Seattle has not been playing that well to me.
No, downward spiral. It's for a team of their skill level, going to happen.
And they're still on the playoff bubble right now. So they definitely need this game, but I didn't think they could beat San Fran because of San Fran's defense. I think they can pretty much not stop them all the way, but contain them enough to get a 3.5-point victory.
Yep.
Now that Brock is out, I'm not so sure about this, man.
Debo also out.
Debo, yes.
Debo.
That's man, I don't fucking know. I want to say this. I'll say Seattle still may not win the game, but I think Seattle will keep it, closer than 3.5. I got it at 3.5.
Yeah, that's where I'm seeing it. It's a little juiced at like 115, but I like 3.5 as well. I bet Seattle money line, actually. And this is probably going to come to bite me back in the face, but Niners won 6 in a row. They've been pretty hot. They're a good team with a decent backup QB to a backup QB. San Francisco also just killed them week 2 at home. It was 27-7. Never was in question. But this is a big game for Seattle, and this is a team that has played, San Francisco historically well. Pete Carroll does scheme pretty well. They've beat him 4 of the last 5 besides that week 2 matchup. Okay. And you get Kenneth Walker III probably playing. I think he's a game changer, but
oh yes,
this is going to be probably a low scoring game. Like under 43.5 seems like a fair play.
Yeah, I was thinking about that play actually as a lock. I like that.
I like that, and I like, like a Tyler Lockett touchdown or something. But for me, I locked in Seattle just because I think it's Thursday night. It's usually fucking weird, and I'm usually right on these games. So.
You are, man. Thirsty Thursdays, man. I'll tell you this one, though, and I saw this last night. San Francisco has covered the spread in each of their last 6 games against NFC West opponents.
Yeah, they cover everyone in their conference,
It's
even,
crazy.
too. I mean...
But without a quarterback, man, ugh. And plus, like you said, this is a big game for Seattle.
Yeah, it's big games for both of them because,
Yeah.
I mean, if San Francisco wins, I believe they win the division at that point at 10 and
10
5.
and 4.
Or 10 and... Yeah. Are they? Yeah.
Yeah, they're 9-4 right now, which is a pretty
10
decent
and 4,
record.
I think, puts Seattle away because they'd be 7-7, and they would probably own... They would own the matchup against them anyway.
Right.
And I don't think they would lose out by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, we could be very wrong about this, but I feel good about Seattle. We'll have fun with it.
Well, this is a revenge game for Seattle as well. Because like
Yeah.
I said, they got tarnished by San Fran the last time around.
And they just lost against, they've been playing some tough defenses. Like, Carolina was a tough matchup last week. Like, let's not forget. And without Kenneth Walker, that affected them. And
Now, are we for sure Kenneth is coming back this week?
I mean, I seen lines for anytime touchdown score for him at like -110. So
Okay.
if you want to play that juice, I'd advise you not to. But hey, man, do what you want with your money. I'm just here giving advice. Let's move it along to... God, this is like not the greatest slate I was telling you about, but let's move it along. Indianapolis going to the fraudulent Minnesota Vikings. I've seen Minnesota Vikings giving Indianapolis 4 under over 48.5.
Mm-hmm.
Colts off a bye. How do you feel about that?
This is bounce back time for Minnesota, man. They're at home. They're, still steaming from the Lions loss, which Lions are a better team, in my opinion. But, however, they thought that they were going to win that game probably. They came in probably confident, too.
At this point, yeah, the Lions are a better team.
Yeah. Colts are in disarray right now, man. The season is over for them. They have really nothing truly to play for. They have something to lose for. But they have
I agree.
nothing
Yeah,
to
right.
play for. And, Minnesota's still playing for the bye in the playoffs, too.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to take this game and run with it. So I got Minnesota all day.
And that's a fine one to back. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I love Indianapolis here. Off a bye. Defense healthy as ever. Offensive line starting to click a little more.
Okay.
Minnesota's been laying these just kind of low numbers all year. 4, it should be 7.5 for a team that of this caliber.
True.
But the books always lay these small numbers on them because they know they're not as good as what their record indicates.
Yeah.
And Indianapolis sucks. By all means, I've been backing Indy all year, and they fucking stink, man. And I like them, coming off the bye to be a little healthier. As long as they don't get killed by turnovers, because, that's going to be the difference maker in this game. If Matt Ryan throws 3 picks, or, they fumble twice, it's over. It's over with. Minnesota's going to win that game easily. However, if they, remain calm and collective, run the ball all over them, kind of like what the Lions did. Because the Lions had their way with them, too. It's not that this team is just, they're just kind of average in every category.
That's true, man. And if we look at some of their victories, man, they have barely won some of these games, man, and that's something to look at. And I know that the bettors are probably, damn, man, I don't trust Minnesota now.
I didn't last week. I didn't the week before. I haven't trusted them all year.
Me neither.
Me
neither, man.
Everyone can kind of see they're gonna be probably one and done in the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
At a home, and they'll have a home game too. So, yeah, I'd love to see Detroit make their push and get a Minnesota game in Minnesota. It'd be a real fun one.
That'll be their first playoff victory in
30 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, they've been waiting a long time for it. So I hope, Detroit makes it in. But if the line looks off, probably is. Give me Indy.
All right. I'm still taking Minnesota, though.
I
just hate Colts. I don't hate them, but damn it, they've pissed me off all season, man.
Yeah, they're infuriating. They're one of the worst. Let's move it along to the rapist himself, Deshaun Watson, hosting, I believe, the third-string quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens at this point. At least that's what the line looks like to me after Huntley got decapitated in that game. Cleveland, I've seen 2.5 or 3. I guess we'll call it 2.5. I don't know. It'll probably be 3 come game time, 3.5. Under over 38.5. I unfortunately like Cleveland this week after not backing them the last 2 weeks.
Yes. Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't cover last week, and they covered the first week, so 1-1 in my Deshaun Watson, on my watch.
Right. I like Cleveland also, man. Like you said, Tyler Huntley, I think he's in concussion protocol right now.
Yeah. I don't even remember who their third stringer is, to be quite honest.
Right.
I think it was some guy's last name, Anderson, maybe? I wish I mean, I can look it up while you talk about this game, so.
Well, the thing
let's
is,
see
man,
what we got here.
Baltimore has not really been covering spreads like that this whole year. And they've really kind of messed me up, too. I think Deshaun Watson, he's starting to play better. I think he plays better in this game as well.
He did not play well last week.
He didn't play well, but he played better than the week before. I think a lot of it was the receivers were not catching those balls, man. It was a lot of drop balls, But he seemed to be more in rhythm though. So I'm going Cleveland. I just can't trust Baltimore. Baltimore has not been covering spreads at all. I don't give a damn what quarterback they have either.
This is just those tough divisional games. It's another line that just looks off to me. I'm still trying to figure out who the fucking QB could be.
Right.
They said Huntley. It looks like he practiced, so that's
really
good.
Okay. All right.
And,
I still go Cleveland with that though.
Yeah, Harbaugh non-committal about availability, so
there they go.
They're not going to tell you. Why would they tell you? They want a game prep. They want the other team to game prep for him.
Right.
I'm still trying to look for. Yeah, I have no idea who is the quarterback of this team. That's not good. So probably not good to take any advice from me. But I like the Browns here.
I like that under too.
I like that under too. Yeah, I think it's going to be a slog, another slog, and weather's probably going to start being a factor in some of these games too.
Oh,
I don't know. Cold.
Well, this is a Saturday game, by the way, too.
Oh yeah,
so
these are
Saturday games.
Yeah, we are on the Saturday slate technically right now.
Oh my goodness, like you were saying, man, I love the Saturday games, man.
Yeah, this will be fun. Everyone will be over here at that time. We're gonna watch all the games. Eat
that's
some
gonna
food.
be sweet.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. I love it because it doesn't have to compete with college football, so I'm assuming that's why they do that.
Oh yeah. And that's why they put all 16 games. Well, the bye weeks are over anyway. So, but that's why they put all 16 games probably on here too.
Yeah, and look at next week with Christmas too. They split the schedule too, which is nice.
Yeah.
So it'll be kind of another 3-game Saturday slate, which I can fuck with while I'm hanging out with family.
Oh yeah.
I'll be hanging out with family, but I'll be hanging out with my friends in the NFL.
Hey, that's a good time right there,
yeah,
man.
But yeah, give me Cleveland 2.5. I don't know if I'd run to the window betting this, but hey, maybe Baltimore scores right away and get a nice Cleveland plus 5.5, and take it from there live.
Right. There we go.
Let's move it along. A lot of these games I don't have the greatest insight, but we're gonna talk about them. We have to. Miami, the fraudulent Miami Dolphins.
They're fraudulent too, huh?
They're fraudulent to me. I don't know. They lost to a third-string quarterback by 21.
Yeah,
and then they just lost the Sam Acho Bowl against Justin Herbert. They are going on the road to the Buffalo Bills. Under over 42. Weather could be a factor. Either way, Tua can't play in the colds. That is my take on it. I love Buffalo. I've seen it at 7. I think it'll probably stay around 7.5. I'd take Bills up to 10. That's just me, though. They had heaters on the field, I guess, during that Sunday night game for Miami.
Oh, really?
And it was 55 degrees out.
Wow, man.
55. Come on, man. Babies. And then, they're all like, they basically are microwaving the opponents during the beginning of the year. You see the sideline differential in temperature. It's like 110 on the Bills sideline, but a nice 80 degrees on, Miami's sideline, or 88. Still hot as hell, but
right.
Something's up with that. Great advantage, if I might say. But Bills are getting healthier. Week 3 revenge. primetime, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Bills want to put this shit to rest.
Yeah.
Get to 11-3.
Yeah, this is an 8:15 game on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got you on that. It's a revenge factor for Buffalo. Miami should have played in chinchillas if they stay warm and shit.
Seriously, man.
Come on now.
They're all going to be taking Viagra for this game. Gotta keep the blood vessels warm, man. I'm telling you. That's what they say. They're like, yeah, I'll pop a little Viagra before the game.
Wow. Well, that gets the blood flowing for real.
Gets the blood flowing. Like, that's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
Keep the body
man.
temp up.
Now, Buffalo, man, they're gonna pass the ball. Allen is gonna pass the ball all on these bitches, man.
As long as it's not a fucking foot of snow, you know what I mean? Like
well,
that's really the difference in the line. Like you know, it's and they haven't covered for shit. They haven't covered 6 of their last 7.
No, they have not.
Super lock last week. The pussy Jets kick a field goal instead of go for it. I have no respect for you. Remember that. I like your team, but I have no respect for you.
That was some shit right there.
Fucking bullshit.
Well, like you said, Buffalo is getting healthier. But Miami allows 242 passing yards per game. They're ranked 23rd. So I think that is going to be a factor. Mm-hmm. Weather may be a factor too.
I think weather is a huge factor, just kind of like it was in Miami.
Yeah, true indeed. Miami, Tua does not play well in bad weather and cold weather.
And especially if he gets hit. I mean, watch out if he gets hit by, like, Milano, like,
it might
Mike
be a concussion.
White.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of fear for the guy. He might get hit pretty hard. So, I don't want him to get concussed, but, I mean, he might get week 2 last year broken ribs, so.
Yeah, Buffalo is trying to put this to bed, man. I mean, they lost the way they lost the last game. I know they're pissed, man.
Yeah, at the end of the game, the clock ran out.
Yeah, man.
And then, they missed the field goal at the half. It was a frustrating game at the beginning of the year, and everyone was like, "Oh, Miami's the real deal." Now everyone's pumping the brakes on Miami now that they've dropped 2 in a row. And hey, man,
we see what these teams are really about now, and in this time of the year.
Playing on the road is the toughest thing in the NFL to do.
Yes,
and really we're gonna talk about it in the next game, and it's just something that I think people don't understand. It's like, yeah, you want to pretty much go 8-0 at home, 9-0, whatever amount of home games you get. But if you stay 500 on the road for the year, you did your job.
You did your job, right?
You did your job. So that's, the main contributing factor of hey, let's just, pump the brakes on Miami. They haven't really beat the Bills in the last 4 fucking years anyway.
Right.
Put these fucking guys to sleep because, man, obnoxious Miami guy might be worse than obnoxious Jet guy.
Yeah, true.
And then Boston guy's the worst, so.
Oh, wow.
Patriots people, you got the worst fans.
Yeah.
Bills
I got
fans
Buffalo
are very
all
drunk,
the way.
Yeah, we were all drinking the Kool-Aid on Buffalo again. Will not back down, even though their ATS are starting to get capped like Mahomes did last year. Let's move it along for my favorite game of Sunday. Definitely the one I'm going to watch. It's Detroit going to Gotham to play the Jets. Jets are a 1-point favorite, over 44.
Yes.
Both teams are playing for a wild card spot at this time, and the Lions are on fucking fire. I counted them out. They're still in it. I had a buddy grab a 200-1 Coach Campbell fucking Coach of the Year ticket, man. A week ago, and it's at 12-1 now. Shout out to Deuce. Great grab, man. I wish I would have tailed you there. I was like, yeah, if they went out.
It could happen.
Yeah, and here's the problem, though. Like I just said, winning on the road in the NFL, and, I'm listening to these talking heads and Detroit media, and they're like, oh, we should run the table. Not so fast. Winning on the road is hard. The Jets are still a top 10 defense in about every statistical category.
Right.
And the Lions historically are not a great road team.
Yeah.
I still like the Lions, though, man. Tell me why I shouldn't bet the Lions.
I can't. You know what I mean? But you're right. I mean, the Jets are a top 10 defense. They have a lot to play for. I think weather could be a factor because, Lions are a, in stadium team. They don't play outside.
Drop 30 in their home stadium every game.
Exactly. So. And like I said, Jets are in need of a win. But with all that said, I'm going with the Lions. I think the Lions may have to play a little different style this time around. I think they're gonna have to run the ball a little bit more.
I agree.
And be successful at that. But they're playing really well right now, man. I can't get in their way right now.
You know what I'm saying? The coaching was great last game with the fake punt,
yes.
the Penei Sewell catch. Just Amon-Ra still going insane.
Right.
The Jamison Williams blown coverage at the beginning of the game.
I know, right? I love that touchdown.
The defense where it's just like, we'll give Jefferson 200 yards. We don't care, but you're not scoring a touchdown. That's the way you played that team. That they played them correctly, and they should have beat them the first time too.
I just think also that as good as the Jets are, they're on a downward spiral. They've lost 2 in a row. Okay, they've lost 3 of the last 4.
Yep.
Okay, not sure if Mike White is going to play.
I think he's gonna play, but he's gonna be in the flak jacket. That man, for
Ribs,
sure.
yeah.
I can't believe he played after he got
After
hit.
that
That
hit,
was,
right?
If Flacco came in, fumbled the ball, it was like, oh no.
I thought it was an R.I.P.
Yeah, I mean,
because he got smacked.
You could see he was in major pain, and that's about as clean of a hit as you can get in today's NFL. It's like, yeah, if it's Tom Brady, you're probably getting the flag, but
yeah.
I don't know how you could flag anyone on that. That's about as clean as...
It was a clean hit.
Clean.
Yeah.
No one touched him. He didn't land his weight on him, and that's the thing they're emphasizing. Oh, don't put your weight on the QB. That guy just fucking shouldered him.
That's all he did, man. That was the cleanest hit.
Yeah, one of the best hits I've seen all year. And that guy is all over the field also. Milano should be an all-pro, but we're talking about the Jets. Quinnen Williams, I don't know if he's going to play.
Exactly.
He got taken out of the game too.
Listen, man, I know this is going to be a tough one for Detroit. And if Detroit can win this game, that's going to make it,
I'm all
that's going
in,
to prove
man.
it to everybody.
Yeah.
You see the media is giving Detroit a little bit of attention now.
They should. Everyone should give
yes.
it. Yeah, I wasn't, I was 1-6, they're out. 2-6, they're still out. 3-6, probably won't happen. 4-6, okay, something's happening here.
Something's happening, right?
And they've proved everyone wrong like me.
They're clicking, and they're starting to believe in what the coaching staff is giving them.
Exactly.
Is talking to them about. They understand now how they can win games and what their strengths are.
Exactly.
Give Goff credit too. I mean, Goff has been playing sensational.
Goff is your QB in Detroit the next 3 to 5 years, probably.
Ooh, 3 to 5?
Unless they Kirk Cousins them and franchise tag him once or twice.
Yeah.
Which I could see happening, but there's too much going right for that team where it's like, okay, if we knew they had a real offensive line. We knew that coming into the year. We were like, okay, look at that line. Top 10 at the least.
Yeah.
We knew Swift is good. We knew Jamal Williams was going to be a fine back. He's now the lead back, which is fine. And Justin Jackson even plays fine.
Yes.
And Amon-Ra St. Brown is a revelation. Jamison Williams, if he's that good, he's going to be a great counterpart.
What about the other receivers?
Josh Reynolds is my man.
Yeah, and the other guy that came back, he came back from injury.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you lose Hawkinson, but you got those guys.
Don't need Hawkinson.
When Amon-Ra's open on a 6-yard, little go route or slant every other play. Shit. And the numbers show for it. That's why they're top 10 in every offensive category pretty much. It's going to be a true battle of a good offense versus a good defense. And, Lions did go into Meadowland and destroy the Giants.
They did.
So maybe it's a little bit of that too. Hey, we're familiar with this place.
Yeah. Not the same team, though. But still, winning on the road is hard as fuck. No matter when you do it.
Yeah.
Beginning of the season, especially this late in the season, though.
Yeah.
But, it's just one of those things, one of those mental things. And I just think Detroit is a better team than the Jets right now.
And that's the thing. It's just I'm just going to keep riding the hot hand.
Man.
It's not a matter of, do I believe in this team or not? At the end of the day, I don't think, I think it will still be a letdown. But I'm hopeful they'll end up 9-8 and get lucky on a wild card berth.
Well, it's interesting too. Not to dwell too much on this game because we talked a lot about it. But
yeah.
The line. Where did the line start at?
It was in Lions' favor to start. Yeah,
I thought it was.
At 1. Yeah,
I thought it was, man. So money is going towards Jets. Then?
Yeah, it's a pick 'em in every category.
You still think it's some people out there that don't think that the Lions are for real?
It's on both ends because you got to think there's a lot of people that think the Lions aren't for real, but the Jets are for real because they've played fine this year too.
Yes.
But look at Detroit's schedule. When I looked at it, they had to play everyone in the AFC AFC East and the NFC East, the
Yes.
two hardest divisions in football. Their strength of schedule won this year.
Wow.
And if they win this game, that means they've gone 3-5 against those teams where it's like, okay, we picked up wins against the Jets. We got a win against Washington and the Giants. Yeah, we lost to Philly, lost to the Cowboys, lost to the Bills, lost to the Patriots, lost to Miami, but we kept a lot of those games close.
Very close, yes.
So I you got to give respect where respect is due.
I'm with you, man. I got Detroit.
Cool. Let's move it along. All right. Moving along. We have another. This is like the next 7 games. We're kind of going to fly through, but we got to talk about every single game. This is what we're here to do. We got to give you a lean. If you take my advice or Andre's advice or any of our advice, maybe it works out for you. It's worked out for me. Look at the record. Look at Dre's lock record. Very good. Listen to the man. He'll make you money. However, let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles going on the road to the Chicago Bears. Bears are a 9-point home dog. Under over 48.5. Bears are also off the bye. Philly still owns the Bears. I know this goes back to 2013, but Philly has owned the Bears covering 5-0 in their last 5, but that goes back to 2013.
Yeah.
It's a team laying big points on the road. I hate the Philly 9, but I guess I have to play it on principle. What do you think?
This is my lock, man. Sorry.
Oh,
This is my lock. I'm sorry.
I like that.
The Bears are awful right now. I mean, Philly is playing great football right now. Hurts is like he's my MVP right now. I don't think that
He's everyone's MVP.
Yeah, and this this game is going to be no different. He's going to put up MVP numbers. I think they're going to kill him early too.
Yes,
I think
sir.
first half pick might be a good bet for some people. I don't know what that
It'll probably be 5.
something like that.
Probably 5. Yeah.
But and Philly is still playing for something. They're still playing for
One seed.
The 1 seed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, history. You're also playing for history.
Playing for history, man. I think now they could possibly sleep on this game and not cover, but I digress. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think they're gonna kill these boys at least by I'm gonna say 13, 14 points, 2 touches.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. It's after Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn, left the team by getting traded, it kind of is like there's no one on this defense. The Kyle Fuller, I guess. There's really no names. Like, it's one of the most depleted teams. And, the teams has shown you now. It's like Justin Fields is all-star caliber. He can be the Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts type. He has the talent. He just doesn't have the talent around him.
Right.
So it's like there's positives coming out of this team, but, man, they're just not good. Mm-hmm. And they'll get, I'm sure the Bears could put up 25-30 in this game, but Philly might put up 50.
Right.
So I like the over in this game also. That's a great pick to me. Because I could see it just being one of those shootout games where, it was like when they played Dallas, it was 48-28.
Yes, man. You made some good points though, because I think Justin Fields he's for real, and they just need to build around him. They need to build that offensive line back up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they need They need players as far as They need running backs.
They need
receivers.
They need a couple skill players.
Yes, they need skill players, man.
Yeah, you can't just go be like, Chase Claypool's your guy now, because I believe they lost Mooney for the season. I believe
they did, and Claypool has not been doing much.
No, and I don't know who their leading receiver is after that. Cole Kmet, N'Keal Harry. There's not many guys like.
Right, there's not enough guys, man.
The Sun God's brother, like.
Haven't heard his name too much either, man.
Nah, was it Equanimate?
Equaniate.
It's a hard one to pronounce.
It is. It's E Brown. We'll just call it
E Brown. Yeah, he's the Sun God's brother. But yeah, it's just a defense that's so depleted. They need to build the defense again too. So they're gonna have to rebuild through the draft, rebuild through whatever. They got a lot of trade equity from trading Roquan and trading. Like, they got picks now, just like the Lions.
It's a rebuilding mode for them right now.
Yeah, so, give Fields, a nice team, or he is leaving.
Right, exactly.
He's going to Baltimore.
I hate this shit. Lamar might not be there, so
Lamar might not be there, so we'll leave it at that. Andre's lock is Philly -9. My lean is -9 Philly. I like that play too. Might play it. We'll move it along to God damn it! This another big line as a road dog. Kansas City going on the road to the Houston Texans. Houston Texans, disappointed me by keeping themselves in that game last week.
Yes.
Kansas City's a 14-point fucking favorite on the road, over 49.5. Houston kept it close last week. That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't like them. Still, they're still a bad fucking team. They were using like 3 QBs we were having we'd put on Red Zone. It was like, it's Jeff Driscoll, now it's Davis Mills, now it's fucking Kyle Allen. It was ridiculous. It was like a QB trial, and they were staying in the game.
Yeah, man. They had fight against Dallas, man. And I don't know if that's Dallas just playing to their competition.
I just think they didn't practice or something.
They didn't give a shit about this game
still
at
won.
all. Yeah.
Still won.
But, I still don't trust KC, with these big
numbers
spreads,
on the road,
man.
yeah.
They're 0-5-1 ATS in the last 6 games.
Yeah,
okay.
And, like I told you some point at the beginning of the year, when they are a 10-point favorite on the road, they cover, and especially with this year added, they cover about 40% of the time.
I'm taking Texans, man.
I know, it sounds crazy.
It sounds crazy.
I get it.
Because the Texans are 1-11-1 right now.
Yeah, they're number 1 pick of the draft. They're getting, I guess they're going to get whatever QB they want.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, I guess, or CJ Stroud. I don't know. I think the QB class is overrated this year. I hate to verge into something else, but
I like Bryce Young, man.
I don't like either of them. I really don't. Also, remember, Kansas City was up 27-0 last week before blowing that cover.
See, this is what I'm saying about Kansas City, man. I cannot do it. I'm not going to put no money on this game anyway, but put a gun to my head, I'm going Texans.
35-14, Texans lose. And then the under-over won't cover by half a point. That's my prediction.
So you going KC?
Yeah, I like KC this week. I'm gonna lean that way. I'm gonna take a lot of big numbers this week, except the next game, which I will pivot into. The Dallas Cowboys going on the road to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Recently hot Jacksonville Jaguars, as of last week, proved me wrong. They won a game on the road for the second time in 25 games.
I couldn't believe that either.
Yeah, I kind of pivoted off of Tennessee as a lock, so I just went to Buffalo. I was like, yeah, Buffalo can cover this. Once I kind of knew Tannehill was hurt.
Yeah.
I had different opinions, and I knew my guy Treylon Burks was out as well. And this game's kind of fucked. I just see another weird line. Give me Jacksonville. It's at 4 now. I guess I'll take 4 still, as much as I hate it. But if I can get a push out of it, sure. Well, I wouldn't take it at 3.5, though. That's insane.
I got it at 4.5. And I'm taking Jacksonville as well. They beat Tennessee, which was really on the road, and I had Tennessee as a lock. Yeah, that was one of my locks. I was really pissed about that. Dallas has Philly next game, so they could be thinking ahead. So this could be a trap game for them, and they may not be taking this game seriously. Mm-hmm. So these are the reasons that I chose Jacksonville. And I think Jacksonville is they're just trying to do what they can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're trying to win games.
They're just trying
best they can.
And that's the thing. They're technically still in it. And I had to look back because I felt like this team was one shooting me in the foot all year. I was like, what's my record with betting on or against the Jags?
Right.
5-8. So same record as they hold at this moment. So I'm like, okay, that's about right. And I just think, I'll go back to shooting myself in the foot for these guys because I've took them as favorites all year long. They never fucking cover. But as dogs at home, I don't mind it. Yeah. Underdogs also have covered the last 7 at TIAA Bank Field. So
really? Okay, that's a good one right there. I like
as much as I hate trends, I do like that tidbit. It's kind of fun.
But I'm Jags, man, on this one, man.
Yeah, and, Dallas is a perennial playoff contender. They might just let one get away from them. Or are they 9-3 now? 10-3?
Well, see, Prescott still has to prove something to me. He has to prove consistency to me. He has not really done that. And he has the weapons. He really does have weapons on that, skill players.
Pollard is a dog and
He's a dog, man.
Yeah, they got to play Zeke, though, because they paid him all that fucking money.
Man.
Idiots.
I mean, Pollard would be my first stringer. Mm-hmm. And Ezekiel would see time, but he wouldn't see as much time as Pollard. He would not be getting the ball that many times.
He'd be he'd be on like a time. It's just because the money. Like I said, no running back should be getting paid what he's getting paid. I believe he's up there in the highest paid. And it's because he's in his age 28 season, and that's kind of when you tend to see these running backs hit their decline, unless you're Frank Gore that plays till he's 40.
Right.
Doesn't
still
have a
puts
brain.
Up numbers.
Yeah, doesn't have a brain cell in his head, but goddamn, he got that rushing record.
Hey, he took up. We talked about this too, about his boxing career.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that?
Didn't he get knocked the fuck out?
I think
too?
he did.
That sucks.
Everybody want to play more than one sport, huh? You consider boxing a sport? That's another thing.
Boxing is a sport.
Yes.
Okay.
Is.
Here was something I seen recently, and I kind of agree with, is that when you've ran out of all real estate and good faith as a celebrity or an ex-athlete, you go to boxing.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, I see that to be very true right now in this celebrity-driven atmosphere, and even retired athlete atmosphere. Look at all the Jake Paul fights. It's all retired UFC fighters. They have the boxing league. Remember when Nate Robinson got knocked the fuck out?
That was embarrassing.
That was really sad.
Because Nate is a hell of an athlete too, man.
Yeah.
That doesn't equate to being a good boxer, though.
He also was fighting a guy like a foot and a half taller than him.
He was, yeah.
You shouldn't step in the ring with someone a foot and a half, step to your weight
class.
class.
What Nate was thinking on that one, man.
Step to your weight class. And it's like Jake Paul fighting Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley. Yeah. I think Antonio Brown was trying to fight at one point too. Or Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell was.
Yeah, he was. Okay, let me ask you this. And not to, we're not going to be on this for a long period of time.
No, because, we're shooting through the next 4 games. I can promise you that.
Well, where do boxers go after, their career? Wrestling? Fake wrestling?
They do sometimes. I'd say they probably go to the nursing home most of the time because they don't have any brain cells left in their head. It's the most violent, they agree to do that, but I'd say the nursing home. And I'd say boxing and color commentary if they can, but
yeah. A lot of them have done that. Some of them have. I know Roy Jones did it. Foreman did it. Floyd has not done it yet. Has Mayweather been in, doing color commentating or just
was it him that did it with Trump? Wasn't one of those guys did that shit with Trump? It was funny as hell too.
Before Trump?
No, Trump was president, I think, or just right after it. It was right after it. He was announcing a fight.
Fans, Google that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who it was, but I know Trump was commentating a fight, and it was funny as hell because whoever he was with, he was just dude, this guy's because he had Eric Jr. and he just kept shading his son dude, this guy's way cooler than my son. Which he's right, that guy whoever was way cooler than his son. We're not a politics podcast. We will move on to rapid fire time. This is devoted to the 4 worst fucking games of the week. We will hit these for maybe a minute or so. It's really just because there is nothing to play for in these games besides maybe one of them. There are actually 2 of them, but draft picks are the main concern, I would say, for these teams. Let's start it off with Pittsburgh going on the road to Carolina. I've seen Carolina as a 3-point favorite at this time, under over 38.5. Kenny out with a concussion?
Right. So guess who's going to be QBing for Pitt?
Back to Mitch, I guess. Or what's the other dude who got hit in the head with a helmet?
Trubisky.
No, Trubisky's not the other. No.
But he may play, though.
Trubisky's going to start, yeah.
Yes, and that is not good.
I'm trying to think of the other goober.
Okay, for Pitt.
Yeah, who was that QB that Myles Garrett swung a helmet at?
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. I can't think of his name.
He's still on that. Miles Rudolph?
Is it Rudolph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Rudolph.
Oh, my goodness. He's still on the squad.
He's still, third stringer. Yeah, okay. He stinks.
Wow. Well, one thing about this game, Pitt is in jeopardy. Well, Mike Tomlin is in jeopardy of going under 500.
Oh, yeah, the losing season.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's why I took
about
Pitt in
that.
this game.
I like that. I like the lean.
Yeah, but Carolina has a very good defense, though. I mean, it's going to be hard for Pitt to establish themselves as far as scoring is concerned.
Under 38.5. You heard it here first,
That's
folks.
a good one, man. That's a good.
No touchdown score at all this game. You heard it also here, folks.
Okay.
100. You'll probably like 50-1. You probably can't get any good number on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Although Carolina played decently offensively last game, just a little bit, I'm still going with Pitt. This is just I'm just throwing it out there. I don't, maybe Tomlin is like, I'm not going to go under 500. I'm going to score. I'm going to coach my ass off this.
I mean, I thought he did last game too, and both QBs got decapitated. So, it was a slog of a game. I just think Carolina's heating up at the right time, and they're playing for something real now.
Yeah.
If they win this game and Tampa Bay loses, I think they're leading their division again, right? Are they 5-8? They'd be 6-8, right?
They would be.
They'd be 6-8, because Tampa Bay's 6-7.
I think 6-8. Yeah, so they are playing for a.
They would
to
tie
win the division. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be 6-8, tied with Tampa Bay. I'm about positive on that. So that's pretty funny to see them contending this late in the year after trading their best player, arguably, franchise player, and then he goes and like that player has gone on to San Francisco and just tearing it up. So shows you what a good O line does. And I wouldn't say Carolina has a bad O line. I think they'll control, tempo. They're gonna control the ball.
Right.
Time of possession. Both teams kind of do that thing, but it's gonna be an ugly game. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, let's move on.
Let's move it.
Atlanta going on the road to New Orleans, another suck fest, under over 43.5. This game fucking sucks. Desmond Ritter's coming in at the right time. I don't really have any notes besides Falcons loss. Last 7 of 8 road games. Atlanta started 6-0 like on the year to cover, and then they have not covered for shit.
Right. Well, both teams could still, vie for the NFC South, though.
That too. This is actually a big game as well.
Yeah, but both teams suck, like you said, man. I think this game is going to be closer than 4.5 points, though. That's why I'm taking Atlanta.
I'm there with you. It's just a thing. If Desmond Ridder really takes off, it could be trouble. And New Orleans defense is decent. I'll give you that. They're not bad.
Are they really?
They're okay. They have the names.
Well, I think they're better, and all defenses are better when the team, their offense, scores some points.
That too, yeah.
They're struggling offensively, in my opinion, with the weapons that they have. They have a lot of injuries too, though.
Both teams, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is a fucking...
Yeah, I'm not...
If you watch this game or bet on it, it's because you have money on it, so we'll move along. Atlanta for both of us. This fucking game, too, gets on my nerves because I don't really know what side to pick on. This is one I might flip-flop on. It's New England going on the road to Vegas. Vegas is a 1-point home favorite, under over 44.5. Pats do own the Raiders historically, but I would just take Vegas on principle of, well, they've been playing good.
Vegas should win this game only because how they lost the last damn game, man. They should be, talking to themselves like, what are we doing? Let's get this together this week.
Remember that, folks. 6.5 cashed, and they didn't even need to win that game on Thursday. And I was telling you, as crazy as it sounds. Man. As crazy as it sounds.
You hit that too, man. Oh my God, man. I'm going, man, I don't know who to take in this one. I'll go Vegas. What the hell?
I might switch on it, but yeah, I guess. And that's the funny thing. Vegas is always a letdown, and Pats still have something to play for. If they go, they'll be 8-6 if they win.
Yeah,
they'll be right there with the Chargers or whoever else, the Jets. Like, they'll be there for the 7 seed.
I might change that because Belichick knows too that he's still in the thick of it.
Yeah,
he may scheme his ass off in this one.
The more I think about it, I'm just gonna switch it on principle. Yeah, give me New England. Fuck this.
I'm going New England too.
I'm probably wrong. My ideas from yesterday are wrong.
We both switched.
Fuck this. It'll be a New England home game in Vegas since no one watches. I guess Raider fans do come in, but they hate their own team too.
Last but not least, either Ice Cube was at the game
With
last
I
week.
was
Did you
saying
see that?
Yeah.
Who was he sitting with? Who was the guy? It was a Vegas guy,
Davis.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Davis.
It was Dave. Yes.
Yeah, he's sitting with the man himself with the worst haircut of
And
all time.
they saw that shit show at the end too, man.
Oh, I'm sure he had Ice Cube put $1 million on his team.
Right.
Hey, Cube, I got you on easy money. Bullshit.
Nope.
All right, now to... This will be a great way to end this segment. It's my favorite QB of all time. Mr. Unlimited hosting. Or actually, fuck, it's not even Mr. Unlimited. Fuck. Whatever, it's Mr. Unlimited's team hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Both QBs are out. Kyler Murray out for the year with a torn ACL. He's going to play a lot of Call of Duty.
Right.
We're still trying to figure out if Russell Wilson's concussion bubble water is going to work for him. But he's most likely out, and it's going to be Brent Ripon to get the start. Broncos are a 3-point favorite. Over 36. I lean the under immediately.
Yes.
This game is going to fucking suck.
I got Denver only because Denver is at home. Denver's defense is really good.
Yeah.
So that's the only reasons I have Denver. And that's it for me.
It sucks because I'm just like, the only reason I care about this game is fantasy football. Do I start Hopkins or Brown this week? I'm just like, God damn it. I have other alternatives, but I'm just like, I have to start him because the one thing I know about Colt McCoy, he gonna be slinging that thing.
He is.
He'll throw 35 times, and I'm like, and he throws to his receivers. It's not like he's going to start throwing to Rondale Moore or trying to think of that other guy. There's another third or fourth receiver. I believe they lost Ertz for the year, too. So it really is dependent on Hopkins, Brown, Moore. Yeah, and James Conner. But, I could see myself being very wrong on this, too, because, and the funny part is, Broncos don't even have their first-round draft pick. That goes to Seattle, and Seattle's currently slated for, the third or fourth pick again.
Yeah, man. Seattle is kind of in the position that Detroit is in. They're not playing as good football as Detroit is now, but they kind of are in the same position.
They are because, they traded away pieces, and they're about to get a good pick out of it.
Yeah.
And they fleeced the Broncos for Russell Wilson in the funniest trade deal ever. Broncos country, let's ride. Again, I was with you last week. I feel like I'm always with the Broncos.
Yes, you are.
I love betting a team everyone hates, so...
This time I'm jumping on the wagon train of the Broncos, or should I say the horse.
Yeah. We're going to ride with the Broncos. That's the thing. It's just, without Russell Wilson, is this team better or worse? The real question is, did we really have to pay this guy this much money?
I know, right?
Oh, shit.
That's a question that I don't know how we could be able to answer. Probably until next year, man.
Nah, it sucks. Until, I don't know, I guess until they get some real weapons or something. Yeah. I really don't know their issues. Besides Russell Wilson, I think he stinks.
I thought that was your boy.
He is my boy.
But he still stinks.
He still stinks. Still bottom 25 QB.
Right.
Bathroom's still winning, by the way, even though he threw 3 tutties. But he's about to be out this week, so he has to throw 2 touchdowns, I believe, to pass the Bathrooms.
Bathroom's winning.
It's it's 10-12 or 11-12 at this point, and at this point he might get benched. So Bathrooms very well could win.
Moving on.
Yeah, we'll move on. Moving along. Is this America's Game of the Week?
It better not be.
I think, nah, it's got to be. This has to be. It can't be any of the ones we just talked about.
Which one?
None of those, because those are all afternoon games, I believe, too.
Yeah.
So, this is the best one. Besides the next game we'll talk about after this, but this is prime time, guys. Here we got the reigning Super Bowl losers going on the road to, I don't know, the champions from 2 years ago or something. It's Cincinnati going on the road to Tampa Bay. Cincinnati a 3.5-point favorite, over 44. I don't have much here for you, but man, the Bengals really did get fucked having to go play Kansas City on the road and then Tampa Bay on the road in back-to-back weeks.
Yes, they did, man.
That kind of sucks, but the good news for them, the Buccaneers are terrible.
Right.
What the fuck have I seen from them all year? They haven't covered really in 7 weeks, I'm pretty sure.
No, and their skilled players are playing horribly. How many drop passes does Mike Evans have?
Mike Evans got to be leading
gosh.
the league or up there. He's not been great.
Oh man,
And the offensive line's in shambles,
True.
too. You can't win games with a non-mobile QB like Tom Brady. He's a gunslinger. He's like the ultimate gunslinger. But, man, giving that guy 2 seconds to throw, these guys ain't even breaking in their routes yet.
Well, and Brady has not had a bad season statistically.
Yeah, technically, he's still, like, I want to say, like, 5th in the league in yards thrown.
Yeah, he's been slinging. He's been doing his job, but it's just he does not have an offensive line. So I think he's getting rid of the ball a lot sooner than he wants to.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's just the defense is not really that good in my opinion either. I mean, they don't give up a lot of points, but it's just when they need a stop, sometimes they don't get it. They're just playing horribly. I got Cincy all day. They're going to eat their lunch meat.
Yeah, this is a very, like, if everything goes well on Sunday and Saturday, I'll probably bet this one too. This just seems like ripe for the picking. It's like
It is.
The Bucks are 3-9-1 on the year against the spread.
Right.
And, the last time they covered was Germany.
Wow.
They didn't cover last week. They didn't cover the week before. They're not a good team.
Well, do you think this is a low-hanging fruit, though, as a bettor? Too easy.
You'll still get people who believe in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, no doubt.
They've gotten my ass all fucking year because I'm like, any day now Tom Brady's going to come around. And I've been wrong every fucking time. This is the team I need to look at because I feel like I've had Tampa Bay on a lot of cards. Or I've been
I know I
them.
have.
And then, I'd say my ATS to get with the Bucks, probably about 3-9-1. They've been pissing me off. So it's insta-fade for me the rest of the way for them. I don't even think they win their division at this point, man. It's bleak.
No, and they've had opportunities to get away from the teams and go ahead and win this division, but they have not been able to do it. They've been playing that horribly.
Ugly games.
Yes.
It's like every game they get into is ugly.
I'm Cincy, man.
And they should have never beat the Saints in that game.
Nope.
What the fuck was that, man?
Nah, man, I can't do it with Tampa Bay right now.
I can't. As great as Tom Brady was, he's not that. And he wants to play again next year. He's not going to play in Tampa. He pretty much has all but confirmed that.
Is it San Fran?
Oh, yeah, he may as well pack his bags and go there now that I hear they need a QB. Fucking A, man. What, they're down? I mean, Jimmy G might come back and play, but he's probably good as gone, too, because they fucking put the no-trade clause on his ass once they signed him.
So true, man.
So, they might wait on Lance another year, let Tom Brady cook.
That's true. That would be a decent idea,
it's
though.
It's the perfect place for him to go to end his career as a, 44, 45?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Fucking crazy. I mean, like Jim Kelly did that shit, right? He was like 46 when he retired.
Jim Kelly did it. I want to say Steve DeBerg was a quarterback that played well into his 40s. There was a quarterback for the Raiders, too, when they went to the Super Bowl. I forget my man's name.
Not Carr.
Not Carr. No, this was in the...
Oh, Richard...
Boom, his name was his first name was Richard. I can't
Rich
think
Gannon, man.
Rich Gannon, yes.
Yeah.
He was well into his 40s too.
Yeah. My guy Kurt Warner, obviously, because he
yeah.
didn't play in the NFL till he was like 34.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
He's bagging groceries.
Yeah, literally one of the craziest stories ever. We're not even talking about Tampa Bay anymore. We'll move it along. Final
boring.
3 games. Yeah, these like I said, not the best slate, but we got to give picks for them all. That's where we're at, and don't mind our rambling. It's all we have. This game is, the next 2 games are fun. I will say that.
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee going on the road to the Chargers. Chargers are a 3-point favorite, over 47. I like, as much as they've burned me, another team that just constantly burns me, Tennessee. I like that 3 because a wise man, you, once told me, don't take the Chargers as favorites.
Listen, I'm killing that noise, man. I got the Chargers.
Damn.
I do not like the Tennessee's body language, man, right now, man. They are not playing well. And also, the Chargers still have something to play for. Tennessee does too, yes.
They both have to win,
Yeah, but it's just something, man. I've taken Tennessee the past 2 weeks, and they've burnt my hide. And I'm not saying that they're not going to jump off and play well this week. They could possibly do that, but I cannot do it with them anymore, man.
Yeah. Third time's a charm for me. I'm just like, well, they lost to Jacksonville. They didn't cover against it. Why not? It's the Chargers. It really is the Chargers. They are the stupidest fucking team. It's like watching the Lions to a degree. Like, you're going to see some awesome play by Justin Herbert. He's a godsend. That guy's put to rest anyone who was arguing him or Tua last week. Clearly, I want Justin Herbert. If Justin Herbert had Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on his team, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
They'd set the world on fire. And that defense, too. At least they have a better defense. Well,
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Even if the defense played as they should be playing, I know they've went through some industry.
The whole team is injured. They're the most injured team in the NFL also.
But damn, man, how many opportunities are we going to give the Chargers? But I like the Chargers in this game because they've been playing better. I think Herbert he'll will them to a win in this game, And I don't like the spread. I don't like the 3, but I'm going to take the Chargers anyway, man.
This is the game they lose that makes sure they don't hit their 10.5 season total.
Oh, my gosh.
Just saying.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, I just remember a certain person selling me the Chargers to win the division.
Oh, my gosh, man. They look terrible with trying to do this.
Just saying.
God.
I kind of, I know what the Chargers are about. Like their team.
I think we all do.
Yeah, everyone should you should be a fan of that fucking young kid. And anyone giving a 24-year-old criticism like he should be a 20-year vet, it's insane.
Yeah.
With everything he's gone through and like the way he composes himself, I mean, just compare him to like what Zach Wilson was doing.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson being like, no, nothing's my fault. Where Herbert's like, yeah, everything's my fault. Yeah, I take all accountability for our losses, and I'm going to learn from this mistake and make sure our team plays better. He's a team player, man.
He's a team player.
It's a guy you want on your team.
Especially at that position at quarterback. You want your quarterback talking good like this.
Yeah, and you also want him throwing 70-yard dimes to Mike Williams.
Exactly, man.
Not underthrowing, 45-yarders to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill has to work his way to the end zone. Enough about the pathetic Dolphins that are getting bounced the first round or losing. Have fun playing Kansas City or something, assholes.
Ooh.
Let's move to Sunday night. We got 2 games left, and it's not, this is not hard-hitting analysis here. But
this is an interesting game that we're going to talk about, though.
It's an interesting game for all the wrong reasons. It's, New York Giants going on the road Sunday night to the Washington Commanders. I believe Washington had a bye week to prepare for this game. The last team they played was the Giants. 4.5 is a lot. It seems like a wrong number, especially for a team like the Giants who cover at FedEx Field consistently.
Well, that's true, but
it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold, but I am not liking the way the Giants are playing either. Their running game is just, what happened? It just disappeared. Where's it at? You know what I mean? That was their bread and butter. Now what's their bread and butter? I'm trying to understand this. I got Washington, man. I think Washington is sort of kind of like they see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of playing pretty good ball this time of year.
Playing fine, doing the right things. Defense top 10 in about every category too. It's been cooking, and you got my guy back from Ohio State. Finally
Mr.
playing
Young,
games.
yes.
Good for him. That D-line's gonna really hinge on this game and what Barkley does because they got to contain Jones also.
True.
You got to basically contain 3 guys. Barkley, Jones, Slay.
Yeah.
Other than that, they don't really have guys because it seems like once or twice a game, you're going to find Slayton for 35, 40 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He's just down there consistently. So it's you better keep that 2-man deep, man cover. or you keep the blitz on them, man.
Yes.
You're gonna see a lot of just like, and Washington's no stranger to that. They're one of the highest blitzing teams in the league, right there, kind of with like the Baltimores of the world.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do it like the Bills where they rush for it. No, they'll throw 5 at you. They will. They're gonna switch it up on you, give you different looks.
Well, I think the spread is telling too, though, man. 4.5 in a division game.
And like think about it like this too. This game becomes that much bigger come Sunday night because all the games have finished.
Yes.
If Seattle wins, if Detroit wins,
pressure's going to be on the Giants
pressure,
and Washington.
Pressure's
both
now
teams.
on both teams.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if those teams played each other. I don't believe they have. I know like Detroit owns the tiebreaker over both of these teams technically.
Yes, they do.
And they don't own the tiebreaker over Seattle. They, the one AFC or NFC West team they played this year was Seattle, lost at home.
Right, that's true.
But yeah, I'm with you. I like Commanders 4.5. I think this is one you probably don't play. Personally,
I'm not touching it.
I don't like it.
What's the over under? Do you have that?
40.
That might be touchable. The under. But, this is one of those games where they make
2020 tie. Could you imagine 2 ties at like 2020? They pretty much consider, I think they'd both be pretty much automatic playoff bids at that point.
Okay.
If they tie twice.
Right.
If you tie a team twice, that's fucked up.
That is so fucked up, man. Has that ever happened in NFL history?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the 70s.
Right.
I couldn't tell you. I wish I could tell you.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, Giants lost last 6 against teams in the NFC East, but they do cover on the road at FedEx Field. It's just like, it's going to be a slog. It's football like I was telling you earlier. People are not fans of the kind of football we like. I like games where they run 70 times between both teams. I like a defensive battle. I'm good with it. I'm not good with games like, the Denver-Indy disaster on Thursday night this year.
Right, true.
But, like, the Bills-Lions game, yeah, there was points put on the board, but that was a defensive battle. Like, when I was, that was a good game. And that's something I like to see when I watch football, is a mix of both, best of both worlds. But I'm still a run-first guy. That's just the generation of football we're from. Yeah. And you see a lot of people these days that's like, no, you should throw 70% of the time. That's just not how it works.
No, and I think, this time of year, playing in certain type of inclement weather or colder weather, you have to run the damn ball, man.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to pass the ball all over the place all the time. I like that football too. It's exciting. I get it. But I'm from the old school. And I like winning through the trenches.
Yeah, everyone's fawning over fucking Army and Navy, but then it comes to an NFL game. No, why aren't they throwing every down? It's like, oh my god. You can only watch that once a year, I guess. Okay.
Exactly, man.
Like the game is fought in the trenches. It's not fought between the skill players.
Exactly.
And the more you learn about what players are doing on the lines, the more you'll have an appreciation for what they do and an appreciation for the game.
Yeah, and that's why I always said that, during the draft, you want to build up your line, whether that be the offensive line, it probably should be the first one, and then your defensive line.
Yeah.
Come on now, this is football still.
This is still football. Yeah, it's like, and you see it every year. It's like basically the top positions are defensive ends, offensive tackles, right tackle, left tackle, and QBs. Yeah. Those are the 3. And then you'll see some skill players like cornerbacks and wide receivers. Because you're not getting your running backs, you're not getting your linebackers. Those guys aren't coming along until like literally the 3rd or 4th round usually.
Exactly.
And those are still, very important players. They're just not as much of a commodity or, as worth as much as a guy who can, break fucking the edge every single time and get the QB. Exactly. Especially as like a, right end, you're killing that left tackle. If you can kill a left tackle like 5 times in a game and get to the QB, you're worth a lot of money.
Yes. Yeah. Technically, you build around your line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at
what skill players.
Look at what teams like the Lions are doing. They're building around that line.
Yes.
And then teams like Washington are building around their defensive line. Yeah, Giants, the same thing. They're building around look at who they drafted. They drafted Thibodeau, and they drafted another Christopher Craw. No, that's Seattle. They did draft a lineman.
They did. I can't think of who it was though. But I mean, they did the right thing.
Yeah, they did the right thing.
They're going to be better off within the next few years.
Yeah.
Trust me on that.
Both teams.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's all I'll say. But yeah, Washington all day for both of us. Even though I'm not confident, I wouldn't go and bet it unless I won a lot of money that night.
I wouldn't put no greenbacks on that.
And then another one. This is the final game of the week. Another one I really don't want to bet. This fucking sucks. Green Bay going, giving 7 to the visiting Rams. Both teams, we thought. The reason this game was put in place is because we thought both these teams would be nearing playoff berth at this point. And next year, I don't know how they'll flex the game out. Hopefully it's kind of like they did for the Sunday night Chargers-Dolphins, like a week or two in advance. Because you don't want to know your team's a Monday night game and you're 2 days in advance, like on a Saturday, like, oh, you got the Monday night game now. Like, that's going to piss a lot of fans off.
Right. You're so right.
Having the Limelight Monday night game, pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, I'm excited for the games getting flexed. I'm not excited for this game.
Why is the spread so high in this game? I know they're in Green Bay. The weather.
It's the same reasoning as last week. The Rams legit are a skeleton team. Besides their couple guys they paid a ton of money for. Oh, they're all hurt now. You look at it like that. Yeah. Is Aaron Donald playing? Like, Jalen Ramsey's playing. I know he is. I don't even know if Bobby Wagner's playing. I think he is.
But we have the great quarterback for the Rams that just came in one game and did his thing.
That was a fucking fluke if I ever seen it. Oh. The Raiders. Did you see that earlier this week where it was it showed all the Raiders at halftime of games that they were winning and they lost. They were up by 17 points and shit.
Yeah, man.
They were up 20 against the Jags or something like that.
That's
why they lost all those games. Another one. They added that one to the list too. So.
Well, that's why we take in New England,
Yeah, that is why I'm taking New England. As unfortunate as that is.
So who do you like in this game then?
I'm just gonna go. This is just a general lean, and honestly, if you look at my picks for primetime, they're pretty okay. I tend not to lean the favorite, but I'm leaning Green Bay here as much as Okay. One team has to play. They both really have nothing to play for, but Green Bay, they technically have a chance. And I think Aaron Rodgers wants to go on a good note. Also off a bye, I believe. They had a bye last week. I believe, right? Yeah.
They did, yeah. They didn't play last week. Yeah, because
they played the Bears, went on bye. Same with the Bears.
Yeah, so they had a chance to lick their wounds a little bit.
Yeah.
I hate this spread, but I'm probably going to go Green Bay as well. The Rams are just not good, man. They've struggled all year. They've struggled through injuries. So has Green Bay,
Bad backup QB, bad team, bad results. That's usually what happens. The Rams really haven't covered all year either. If you really look at it, they haven't covered. Me and you have both been pretty much, once we kind of seen the game that was going on, we've both been advocates of not backing them.
Yes. And I'm going to continue that.
Yeah, I don't like backing Green Bay either. 7 for a team that it's this just reeks all the way around. Not a game I didn't even watch the Monday game. I looked at my phone, seeing Kyler getting taken out on the car, and I was like, that's all I need to know. I was glad I didn't bet it.
I just went on ESPN's website and saw that injury. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was okay.
I'm not turning the channel on this.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. Don't give a shit.
Terrible game.
Me and Rand were watching some movie or God, I can't remember. We were watching. She's been playing all the Christmas
movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've watched the Lampoon's Christmas movie at least twice by now.
Oh wow, that was a classic.
It's a classic, but man, I've seen some of these movies too many times.
I know, right? Yeah, and it was crazy. Back in the day, I used to watch these movies before Christmas, or not during Christmas.
Yeah.
I used to watch
movies just on
whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Our definitive Christmas movie list. I hate them all. I really do.
They come out around December.
Yeah, they don't hit for me at all.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, they don't hit for me like they used to though, man. But I'll tell you what though, I kind of still like the animated
Oh, those are heat.
classics.
Those are heat though. Like I haven't seen
Yeah.
them in a long time, but I'm like, yeah, I'll watch like Rudolph or Baby New Year.
Rudolph was on the other day. I think
Yeah.
Frosty might have been on too.
That was the funny part, Jake, at work, because like at work, dude, when they play the Christmas music and I'm sitting by the speaker, God. God, there's no, and everyone knows it. It's not like I'm not a stranger of telling people like I can't stand this shit.
Yeah, man, it
And
is something though, man.
You know, I had headphones blasting because it was like, dude, I heard Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer like 3 times in like a 2-hour
Right.
block, and I'm like, I can't fucking stand you.
How many renditions of Jingle Bell Rock
Yeah.
must I hear?
Most I hear, and I'm like, I get it, it's the workplace, it's the holidays, but dog, I'm going to the store to buy gifts. I'm hearing that shit anyway.
You're gonna hear it.
You're
no
gonna
matter what.
hear it, and I'm like, I'm not like a war on Christmas, dude. I just hate the fucking music. At least play like Nat King Cole or something. He had the heat.
Those are the ones that I like. The classic classics.
Yeah, give me something.
Not this
from...
Mariah Carey bullshit. I hate that song. Man.
Or the Wham song.
Oh, yeah, that's another one.
Christmas.
That's another one,
Yeah,
man.
I hate
That I
that
dislike.
Yeah, I hate them all, man. All equally.
It's crazy. I can't wait till Christmas is over, honestly, man.
Yeah, and I believe we might be on it. No, we're not on a short week. We'll be back same time as usual next week, probably on a Wednesday. I'm probably not even going to do graphics the rest of the year. Me and you have a contingency plan for what is about to happen. We're going to try and eventually get this going like we're our own little radio station. That's the
Right.
real eventual goal here. Get some in-ears for us, get a soundboard, and, you know, sync it all together through Reason, which is what I always use, and, you know, get it really popping, because we're not probably going to just quit for the year after NFL's over.
Right.
I
Exactly.
think we're going to pop in here and there, have a little fun.
Oh, yes, definitely, man.
Shit to do. Keep us busy.
Yes.
Good hobby to have. Better than drugs, kids. Gambling, always better than drugs. If you have a problem, call the hotline. I don't know the number off rip, but
There is a hotline, though.
there's a number.
Several.
Set limits for yourself. It's the best way to play. You know, don't bet against your means. Don't take out loans for that shit. The same
Right.
old shit.
Yeah.
For the week, though, my locks are as follows. I've bet Seattle money line. I like the Bills 7. Even though I know that's probably a sucker bet. I might bet some props in that too. And I also like Cincinnati 3.5. Those are my 3 favorite bets of the week.
For me, I'm going Philly -9.
I like that one too.
And also, I'm thinking about Baltimore, Cleveland, the over/under 38.5.
Okay.
Seriously thinking about that.
Yep.
And I might throw another one in there, maybe a side bet. I'm not sure which one. I couldn't tell you offhand. It was one that I did like, but maybe Detroit. Detroit's been good to me.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. I wish I went back to the well last week. It was them or the Buffalo Bills, and I told my mom, I'm like, you should bet the Lions, and my dad's like, don't do it. And I was like, why are they favored then? Why the fuck are they favored? The book was telling you.
I don't know. I might not deal with that, but I may deal with your team. I might deal with Buffalo 7.5, man.
Yeah, come on.
I like that revenge game.
Yeah, let me know what's going on Saturday, because you'll be
For
at the
sure.
Prince Museum, so
Yes.
enjoying yourself.
I'll tell you guys about it next week.
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
And we will end it at that. Enjoy the, loaded football weekend. You get a game Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So,
What more can you ask for, people?
from ours to yours, this is the Fumbling the Bag podcast.
Peace.